come into this world, and then we leave it. The key to immortality, it lies in our memories.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end of safety or surprise. The end. I'll never look into your eyes again.
Come and find me when you wake up.
And welcome to a special edition of Around the Grid Weekly. I always go around and mess them up. And we are here with the producing crew of Digital Rain 2021. Welcome, Mac, and welcome, Kings.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, how are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Too shabby.
I've been looking forward to this one. So I got a very general question right off the bat. How would you, or what would you describe as being Digital Rain 2021?
I think right off the bat, it's gonna look like a Blade Runner style machinima, which is the style that we're going for. And we're very big cyberpunk fans, and those that watch this are gonna see a lot of different cyberpunk style movies that they already know, and some of our characters, some of our scenery, some of the story tropes. So, but yeah, I would, if I had to pick one cyberpunk movie that this is mainly styled after, I would say Blade Runner.
Okay, yeah, I noticed some of the inspiration there, and it's clear, and it's actually looking incredible. Now, I know that you, Mac, you play MacGyver mode, and you Kings, you play Kings. Now, who would you describe? Let's go for Kings. Who would you describe Kings as?
Would you like me to describe King's character or King's?
Well, either one of you. Yeah, you can go, Kings.
Okay. So the character of King. So when you catch through the first few episodes, you're gonna see the main protagonist, which is played by myself, Detective MacGyver Mode. But what I like to do is sprinkle in multiple layered storylines going like at the same time. And so King's character starts off in the first episode. You're introduced to him, and it's a bit mysterious. You get a certain side of his character, but you don't get the rest, and that's done on purpose. So as you progress through the series, you start seeing another side of his character that you weren't really thinking was there, and that's also, like I said, done on purpose. So he's kind of an enigma. There are some revelations about his character that happen later on, and you start seeing that he's very much a main character in this series.
Okay,
I don't want to say too much without spoiling too much.
Of
Right,
course.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
'Cause that would probably leak out a little bit. You did a great job.
You'd have pulled a Tom Holland, and I had to put my hand over your mouth. Like, no, don't do it.
If you really watch it, it's a head twister for sure.
Okay, so not only the main character, not only following the story of the main character, in this case, MacGyver mode, Detective MacGyver mode, but also with some twists and turns on the remaining characters. That's great news. Not just a linear story, but something more. That's always great. It's also an indication of great story making. And now, I think this one is mostly for Kings, because I noticed that Kings, you're responsible for cinematography, correct?
Correct. Yes.
I mean, we all know how difficult it can be to produce machinima projects in Second Life. Um, how did you end up managing? Because I noticed the recordings, everything is very seamless, pretty much a lag-free final product. Did you have many issues reaching accomplishing that kind of product?
You know, in the beginning, it wasn't really about producing or creating any sort of films. I think as a community, we started doing like family pictures, and then it turned into family videos from the events from the community. And I think the whole time I've been learning on how to do it. I'm a gamer by nature, so I have a good amount of hardware on me, and that allows me to do this.
Yeah.
With the lighting and everything and being able to flow, it's been a learning experience. So when it comes to any barriers, every day that we shoot, there's a little barrier, but we learn and we get past them with good direction of Mac and me learning as we go. It's been pretty smooth, and it's just a learning process. I like to think that little by little we continue to improve how we film.
Okay, great.
That's one of my favorite aspects, actually, is seeing where we've come from. Because, like I said, this is our first project, and you can kind of see as we progress that we're trying different things, more like exciting things. We're like, oh God, like we'll get together and we'll be like, we should try this or we should do this, and then we get super excited, checking out the initial scene before we, put it out in the public. And yes, watching him and his skills, they grow. It's become like this guy is going to become a legend in Second Life. You mark my words. His cinematography, like I said,
even in the
is
beginning,
just
I have to say,
crazy good.
in the beginning, you'll see like little clips where my HUD is like popping just a little bit. Oh! Now I look at it, I'm like, wow. But that's part of the learning process.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I've been doing some small clips for showcasing some of the locations as we did last episode, and sometimes something shows up, and then you're just thinking, I just recorded this entire thing. I don't want to go through this again.
Right? But every time you look back at it, you stare at that HUD popping out.
Yes.
Certain things just cannot be edited out. It's like, you know what? We're going to stick with this and we're going to learn to love it.
Yeah. Hate it till you love it.
But yeah, it's a good symbiotic relationship, though. He gets such good footage to work with, and it gets to the point where we've been doing this for a while now that we trust the filming and the editing process to just make the end product. He can shoot a scene, and if there's something in the middle that we don't want, we just already know that, boom, it's not going to be in the final product. And
Communication is strong.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So I noticed you have some really amazing sets that we see during the whole feature. Were these created specifically for this movie, for this series, or did you make use of existing sims?
All right. So, yeah, behind the scenes knowledge here. The first series we were actually going to film was going to be a Matrix series. And so I built the set, and it just, I like I said, I love cyberpunk. I was going for those vibes anyways. But we were going to do a Matrix scene. One of the videos on my YouTube channel is actually the intro for that Matrix unfinished project.
I guess that explains the glyphs falling from the sky.
Yes, the digital rain, if you will. And so at one point, it just became a Blade Runner thing. We had a Blade Runner event night, and I looked at Kings. I was like, you know what? We're doing some good video. Let's just do a little short, a little 10-minute thing.
There.
Yeah, the first episode is the pilot, that's why it's so short. It was just a one-off, and it got such good feedback that we decided to continue it and turn it into a series. So all the sets, just the first set, I should say, was for the Matrix unfinished project, and we turned it into the Blade Runner type series, which became Digital Rain. The second and third sets were built for this specific series because we started expanding on different locations. So by the time the first episode was done, episode 2 was coming out, I decided to start building new sets. By the time episode 4 and 5 come out, we got the idea to head out into other sets and start filming in those locations. And I got in touch with some of the sim owners there. I want to give a shout out to Cocoon because that place is amazing, and the creator is allowing us to film scenes later on in the series. Like I said, episodes 4 and on. So this allows us to go and look at and spotlight other places in Second Life. And when this is all done, we'll make sure to do the proper credit roll and attach it to the end of each episode in post-production and give credit where it's due. But places like Cocoon, I think there's another place, Liquidades. It's one of the oldest Second Life cyberpunk sims. We shot a scene there. We'll be shooting some more there as well. So yeah, it's initially sets that I created, and we're branching off into sets that other people create.
Okay, yeah, because I know there are many cyberpunk sims out there, some really, really good ones. But sometimes the big issue is managing to do this type of recording without the issues of lag and everything, of course. Becomes a little bit harder. That's why I was asking as well.
That is a barrier.
There's been a couple of nights on Kings where your baby's working overtime.
I have my can of CO2 like spraying at my hardware just to cool it down so that we can get some legitimate footage.
When you start hearing it scream.
Right. Yes. You can really hear it work pretty hard for us.
Well, let's hope there are improvements from Linden Lab that actually make all of these things easier. Okay. I do have another one here. What exactly made you decide to split the story into 8 episodes? I know you did that first shorter episode that gave you a little bit of the push, but any other reason?
So the episode length was definitely thought out. At one point, it was going to be 6, and because of development, the natural evolution of the episodes that we were putting out there, I did push it to 8. But it was important for me to not do too many episodes because my goal here is to have a finite story where after this first season, whether or not there's a second or not, this story is done. I don't want fans to invest in our series and then have to wait till like the next season or the third season to get all of the storylines questions answered. I also decided 8 was enough to, if somebody wanted to binge, for example, I just didn't want it to go too far, 10, 12, 20. I think that's a bit much to tell a story. So we deliberated on that and it went from 6 to 8. But once we got past the pilot, remember episode 1 was kind of a one-off, we realized that there's more story there. And we started introducing more characters. And then it just made sense to do 8 episodes after that.
Okay. Sounds great. I really got immersed while watching as I said, I've watched the first 3 episodes. And I gotta say, the soundtrack that you used on Digital Rain 2021 is, of course, not only beautiful, but to me, it's a major part of setting the emotional standards for the whole feature. Now, how did you do the whole selecting of the soundtrack? I'm assuming you picked tracks that were already out there, or did you had someone working on that?
So, like I said in the beginning, this Machinima film series is a cyberpunk sci-fi love letter just to the whole genre. And so a lot of the soundtrack music that's used in here, cyberpunk fans are probably going to notice exist from previous famous cyberpunk style movies. Not all, but most. And I just remember growing up watching all that, how those soundtrack pieces invoked emotion in me while I was watching either these TV series or movies. And I decided that I'm just going to go ahead and throw it in this series. So when you look at the finished picture, you'll catch all of the different shout outs with music, you'll see that whole overall topic of a love letter to cyberpunk sci-fi via Digital Rain, just simply using the music itself, not just the sets and the backgrounds and the whole neon setting, but the music as well.
Yeah, I have to say that the music, the way it is included, is absolutely fantastic. Whichever one of you or anyone else who has been dealing with that, kudos. Massive kudos.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Mac knows how to draw out the feels when it comes to his creations.
It's the goal. I appreciate when if somebody feels when they watch what we're creating here, then that's success. Absolutely.
Okay. I do have a little bit of a kind of a future and possible technical question here. So, considering some of the improvements that are now coming to Second Life, because they're adding during this year improvements to facial animation recognition through your webcam and stuff like that. Are you excited to maybe try those out a bit, maybe on a new project in the future? Get a little bit more of that expression on the acting.
Yeah, I heard a bit about that regarding like trying new things. It's kind of like what we're excited about is we want to get this project done. It's the ending is very climactic and we're excited about it, but finishing this season of Digital Rain allows us to jump into new projects, to take all the things that we learned that worked or didn't work with Digital Rain and improve on something brand new. And so I think what you're talking about, all these different types of things coming to Second Life, are probably things we might, check out. We're going to experiment quite a bit.
Great.
May I just say, like, these tools that we have, I use Firestorm, and the camera, the way that you can adjust the camera and quick and have hotkeys on how to maneuver the camera. I just learned the other night from Future about the powers of zooming in and out. It's a never-ending journey to perfection, and that's the beauty of it. There's always going to be something new. The tools are there, but it's how we use them and how we learn to use them to do better, to create more. So with the facial recognition, I think that's just going to be another thing to put in our arsenal.
Oh, definitely. I think so. And I would like to see it used in things like this because I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of... we're going to now probably see an emergence of VTubers coming out of Second Life instead of the usual VR chats if they allow for this kind of facial recognition. But I would like to actually see this kind of stuff used on projects more like yours, I think. Movie projects or things like that. I think it would be a fantastic addition.
So
That
exciting.
sounds exciting. Yep. King, do you know how many people come up to me and they're surprised? They're like, oh, is he using Black Dragon or some other type of third-party viewer? I'm like, no, he's using Firestorm. All of this is Firestorm, and they're just shocked to know that that's all it is. It's like your skills on that are just, it's shocking to a lot of people. But I find that funny. It's always the same response. Firestorm? What?
Yeah, Black Dragon is very good for pictures. I think for movie, it really would make machines just kill themselves.
We don't want that to happen to King's machine. We need her.
No, this is my baby.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Black Dragon, I've tried it with recording, and one of my biggest barriers with that is that when you zoom out too much, or I mean, not even that far, there's things on the avatar that you don't see. It's very more for close-ups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it happens quite a bit.
More for like blogging, if you're gonna do like a blog and follow yourself around. But the kind of zooms that we do, we gotta be more on point with like Firestorm.
Yeah, and it's amazing what a bit of Firestorm and a good reshade setup can do. Because I don't know if you use it, but you can use reshade on Firestorm. I use it frequently for the shows, and it works very well.
See, I've never even heard of that, and that's the beauty of this. Like, it's always a learning. There's always something to learn. That's awesome. I love it.
Well, I'll make sure to give you a link, and if you need any guidance on that, give you a couple of ideas.
Appreciate it.
Okay. So, how much of your characters would you say are a bit of an extension of yourselves?
I mean, I think these characters, like when we're doing our voice acting, when we're doing our body acting for the footage, we are being somebody else. You know, we're trying to play a character. Like I definitely am not Detective MacGyver mode in real life. The voice also has to be done differently. So when you're in a different character, you speak a different way. Just trying to make things a little different. I do play a couple of different characters in this series as well. So that's kind of more of a loaded question because I'm very different depending on who I'm playing.
Well, that's good. That is good. How about you,
What
Kings?
about you, Kings? That's an interesting question.
I relate to the character very well when in regards to like the attitude, his mental way. Just I don't know. I never really thought about it because I always play me as just me, but me in this situation or scenario. Um, but yeah, he is just another character, and that's something for me to think about when it comes to future projects. Well, now I can't be like just me anymore. I want to switch it up.
You don't want to be,
Same character and
yeah.
everything.
You don't want to get the stereotype.
Typecast. What would Kings do? Yeah, I did.
That's
It was
fun.
a bit of, yeah, it was a bit of tongue in cheek though. I think the thought did come to recast all the names, and I was just kind of like, you know what? This was a project amongst family and friends that started off with, and I just thought, let's just use our in-game Second Life names for our characters. So everyone's just kind of going by a first name basis. So I guess I could
Yeah.
see where a little bit of us bleeds into our characters when you think about that.
And it makes you avoid one of those Mark Hamill and in the first Star Wars situation where you clearly hear a Carrie as he's coming over to Carrie Fisher instead of Leia.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
At least you
Yeah.
avoid one of those situations as well.
it's like we're just talking to the people that we hang out with every day on a
Yes.
first name basis. It's just natural.
Okay. Now we know episodes 1 through 5 have been released, and as well as a sneak peek of episode 6. And I know I've asked this before we started the interview, but how is production going so far?
It's going well. I think we took about a week-long break since the last footage that we shot. So we definitely plan to finish episode 6, and like I said, the goal is to do it this week. One of the interesting obstacles we have is when there are scenes that call for multiple characters, it's a bit harder to schedule that in. So the reason why the first 18 minutes of episode 6 on the website is because the final scene involves numerous characters, and we're just trying to make sure that we get them all in there. But like I said, we're planning to finish that this week. So episode 6 should be done by the end of the week, and then we're just on to 7 and 8. We've already scouted in this week. Kings and I have gone to different locations. We've scouted at different locations for different episodes. We've talked about the scenes that we're going to be shooting. We mess with things like HUDs and just scenes, different spots. Like we're going to experiment, and we're trying to make this very exciting. So we want every time you see a new episode as it's coming out further, you should be noticing different things that we try. It's got to end with a bang, you know? We've got to go big or go home.
Oh, looking forward to it. That sounds like a great time. Now, will we also see more issues of the Digital Rain 2021 comic? Because I really liked it.
Yes. So I threw the first issue in there. I just wanted to showcase different forms, multimedia. In pop culture, you have you have anime, movies, comic books are just a staple. And so I thought in this genre people might appreciate that. So I was talking with Kings earlier. I am already at work on issue 2. It does take a bit to put that together, but we're definitely working on that. So the goal is when this is all said and done, we're going to do a comic book issue for each episode. So that means there'll be a total of 8 comic books when this is all said and done.
Okay.
That was
So
all Mac. I had no idea he was doing that. He was just taking the clips from the videos. It's awesome.
Yeah. The art is there already. It's pretty cool.
yes, but it's not only that. It's a matter of picking up the right clips because you want to still showcase the story in a way that it's readable, of course.
Yes.
As a
You can
comic.
change some of the dialogue as well because if it's a comic book, you can add in some more dialogue sometimes and change up the. You get a little more information, I think, sometimes. You watch both the episode and read the comic book.
Yes.
You're watching the same story play out, but you're getting a different view, I should say.
Definitely. I agree. So, do you have any plans on what's next? What's after Digital Rain 2021 once it's done?
We're shooting a couple of ideas. There's always room. We might even do something that's. We're definitely going to do something that's a whole series like this, but we want to leave some freedom to do some shorter projects as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like we might just do like a one-off episode of something completely different, just to throw it out there. We want to have fun with it. I am working on a book. It's a fantasy novel, and I'm working on getting that published. So I was kind of floating that idea around to do a film series about that. That's more creator-owned content. It's something that I completely came up with myself, and I think it would be exciting. But we'll see. I think depending on how much fanfare Digital Rain gets, I am going to keep The Sims up, all of the film sets, just in case we ever want to come back and revisit it.
Okay. That sounds great. How about you, Kings? Any projects after Digital Rain 2021?
When it comes to the filming, I mean, I just like to film. I like to capture the moments, and with the guidance of Mac and his editing skills, directing skills, it's just I just adapt to it and just flow on with him. Me personally, it's just a learning process of getting better on capturing these moments. It's like an internship for me. I love it. It's really good. Very open to anything.
Okay. Well, as Mac is saying, we're looking forward to see you become one of the greats around Second Life.
Absolute legend. Just remember, you heard it here first.
And I just want to say that with our community, Mac, how everything started, and with the support of all our friends, our family, different families, getting together to create this, and then using everyone's specialty, with Rudy and the posters.
Yeah,
Everyone's
that main movie poster back
participation.
there. We have some amazing photographers, and they give me the art, and we just make these awesome promotional posters. It's great. We've got Matt. He comes in here. He actually built one of the sets for episode 6. It's pretty exciting, actually. He took a stab at it, and he did an amazing job. Some of the simple things like pose ball animations and stuff, he contributed. Everybody's just kind of
They're
contributing.
awesome. Yeah.
Everyone's got something.
It's it sounds like a great project built by an amazing community.
Yeah, the voice actors, like you can see how they're progressing, how much better they're getting. That was some of the feedback we got early on. So as the episodes progressed, they're like, yeah, like I know my character. I can, I can get in touch with them and get the emotional outburst that you're looking for out. And they're doing such a good job. It's just their evolution is amazing. So without all the voice acting and everybody contributing, whether it's Kings's amazing zooming and camera work, Ruby and Matt, their photography skills, all the voice actors. We don't have this. Like, I can't direct anything. I have nothing to work with if these people aren't here. So it's a huge shout out to the Pomato family out there.
Yes.
We went from just doing
much love.
events to doing something like this, and this is a fun, lasting legacy that we're all a part of. I'm super proud of them.
They're having fun doing it. It's passion, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. Well, do you wanna say anything else? Thank anyone else, or point out anything? I know your website for anyone. For all of you watching, you can go to digitalrain2021.com, and you can find not only many posters, synopses, the trailers, and the music video. That is one of the things that caught my eye first, and brought me to the whole world of Digital Rain 2021 was a music video.
That is interesting because, yeah, I did. So, I'm going to give a shout out. She's super shy. Like, she's probably going to hate me for doing this. But I do want to give a shout out to Nicola Knightley. This is my girl, both in this world and in Digital Rain. And I'm having a blast making this with her and having this story with her. And so it was her birthday recently. And I just decided, you know what, let me go ahead and do a music video featuring one of her favorite songs. And I posted that on Reddit. I've got more feedback and reception from that than I did from the trailers. Like, most people found out about Digital Rain because of that music video when I started posting on my social media. So that was pretty fun. It's like, oh yeah, here's a music video, but there's actually a film series aside from this.
You ready to go down the rabbit hole?
No, that was exactly what happened there. Yes, that is exactly how I ended up finding out about the whole thing. I looked at the music video and I was like, wait. There's trailers. Let me look at that too. And when I saw the trailers, at first I was thinking, okay, they're preparing something. They're preparing this thing. And then I went to the website. Wait, no, they're not preparing this. They're doing it, and it's already almost done. What is happening, and how am I not aware of this? So of course I had to just go and start watching and reach out to you guys. Okay, how about you, Kings? Anything?
My gratitude is just, towards Mac and everyone involved in this project, all the voice actors, potatoes, Pomato family, everyone. Just as a community, as a group, we create, we have fun, we pass time awesomely together, and we continue to grow. And I'm just grateful for the people that I have around me in this life.
Okay. Thank you once again, MacGyver Mode, and thank you, Kings.
Thanks for having us.
You were,
This is exciting.
it was great having you. I was really looking forward to this, and I am really glad I reached out. And thank you for being my very first interview as well. I was really looking forward to this.
We appreciate it. It's been our honor. Stay tuned. There's definitely a lot more to come. We're just getting started.
Yes, and to all of you, don't forget digitalrain2021.com. You can watch, for now, the first 5 episodes and a sneak peek of the 6th. The 6th episode should be finished very soon, and then the remaining ones should also follow soon. So make sure you go, make sure you visit, make sure you also go visit both Max and King's YouTube. I'm going to leave a link for them, and give them a shout. Tell them who sent you, and show them your love. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot, Zach.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is awesome.